Okay, so today what I'd like to do is a level 1 Pilates class using some of the exercises we've been using this week in the online classes. So we're going to start off with our feet hip width apart, finding those 3 points of contact on each foot. The base of the big toe, the base of the little toe and the heel. So we're going to find our start position with the pelvis, switch those tummy muscles on, shoulders back and down, head nice and long. So let's start off with our toy soldier feet, swapping from one side to the other, really finding those muscles in the legs as that foot hits the floor, making those bottom muscles and those quadriceps muscles in the front of the leg do some work. So let's add in now our alternate arm to leg, one and then the other, feeling some nice length at the side of the body as we're swapping from one side to the other. Good. We're going to do one more each side and then back down. So let's open now through those collarbones. So bending at the elbow, open out, stretch the arms out and back and fold back in. Open and stretch, back and back in. One more and back in. Good. So let's work into some squats now. So reaching forward and then back. So just warming up our bodies. Reaching forward and back. Keeping those knees over the second toe. Good. Keep going. Two more. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to start to challenge our balance now. Starting with that left leg, let's come onto the right toe. And we're going to pivot on that right toe to open through the hip. So the pelvis is staying nice and still. Hands on those hips, come onto that right toe, open through that hip. Good. So you need to think about that left leg, making sure that left leg is nice and strong, a nice straight knee, and some activity going on in those glutes at the back. Good. Keep going. Nice. Two more. Lovely. So then, let's swap over. Let's get some nice activity going on that right side. Come onto the toe, hands on the hips, and then open through those hips with a little pivot on that toe, making sure that there's a lot of strength in that right leg, growing up nice and tall with those quadriceps and those glutes. Good. Two more. Good. And then back down. Lovely. So I'm going to turn sideways on now. We're going to do an exercise called the scooter. We're going to have our right foot forward and our left leg back. We're going to have a little bend through that front leg, keeping the kneecap over the second toe. We're going to lean forward a little bit in our trunk, switching those tummy muscles on. And then we're going to take our foot to be nice and level with the other leg, and then bring that leg back. So we're coming forward, coming back. So what you want to feel is that there's some activity going on in that right leg, but then as you take your leg back, those glutes are doing some work. Good. Keep going. Keep that forward lean. So as we do more, you can really feel that you're doing some work in that right leg. Let's go with two more. Good. Give those feet a bit of a wriggle. We'll come round onto the other side. So you're going to have the left leg forward, right leg back. You want to have a little bit of a tilt through that trunk, so you're leaning forward a tiny bit, keeping that kneecap over the second toe. And then we're going again, coming forward, coming backwards, forward and backwards. So we want to feel now that we're getting a little bit of work going in the glutes on the left, on the right, and then a little bit of work through that leg on the left. Good work. Keep going. Let's do 2 more. Lovely. And then back up. Okay, so then let's just do some onto toes, taking the arms up. So finding that balance, coming onto the toes, taking the arms up to the ceiling. Good. Stretching the whole of the front of the body and then back down. Good. And then go again. Nice. Okay. So then let's take our feet out to the side and let's come into a little bit of a wide leg plie. And then back up. Coming down and back up. Good. So we're just stretching through those hips now. And 2 more. Good. We're going to raise our arms up in front of us there. Come into our plie and add in a spine twist. So we're going to take one arm back, follow it with your hand, come back, go with the other side, come back, and then come back up to the top. Good. So we want to really think in those plies that we're coming down, keeping the trunk nice and still. Take the arms up, then take one arm back, follow it with the head, come back forward, and then go back with the other side, and back forward, and then back up. Lovely. Okay, we're going to do some roll downs now, but we're going to work on stretching those hamstrings a little bit as well. So I've turned sideways on so you can see what I'm doing. So we've got our feet hip width apart. We're going to come down, rolling down, folding through the body, letting those vertebrae come down one at a time. We're going to come down to the bottom, keeping the knees a little bit bent, and then stack those vertebrae, one on top of the other, shoulders back and down at the top. Okay, so we're going to do this now with a bit of a hamstring stretch. So you want to roll down, folding forward, and you can have your hands on your legs or your hands on the floor, depends on your flexibility. And then we're just going to relax the head and just straighten those knees and bend. So we're just stretching those hamstrings out a little bit. One more. Good. And then rolling back up. Shoulders back and down at the top. Great. So we're going to come down now into lying on the mat. So resting your head on the towel. Let's start off with our feet and knees together, taking the arms out to the side. We want to find that start position with the pelvis and then switch those tummy muscles on. So breath in to prepare. We're going to go into our hip twist level 2, both knees to the right, head to the left. Breath in to hold and then all the way back over. Knees to the left, head to the right. Good. So keep going, thinking about that breathing. The movement is the out breath, the in breath is the hold. And you want to think about keeping those feet stacked one on top of the other. One more each way. Good. So then, coming into our shoulder bridge. So you may want to take your towel out from under your head for your shoulder bridge, and you want to have your hands down by your side to start with. Might be worth just checking you've got the range of movement and the space to take your arms over the top. Good. Okay, so we're going to come into that shoulder bridge. So breath in to prepare, flatten your back, and then peel up into that shoulder bridge, opening up through those hips, sending those knees to the opposite side of the room. Breath in to hold at the top and then back down from the top to the bottom. So go again. Peeling up into that shoulder bridge, opening up through those hips, breath in to hold and then back down. Nice. So keep going, really thinking about peeling those vertebrae off one at a time. Seeing if you can get a little bit more movement at the base of the back where there's often some stiffness. So just having a little think about keeping the weight equally between the left and the right leg, and those 3 points of contact through your feet. The heel and the base of the big toe and the base of the little toe. Good. Okay, so then we're going to come with our arms across our chest just to challenge our balance a little bit in that shoulder bridge. Opening up, back down. And then again. So on the next one, we're going to come into our shoulder bridge, stay there, take our arms to 90 degrees, and then we're going to take our arms over the top. So just as far as you feel you're comfortable to go with your arms. Then we're going to come out of our shoulder bridge. So you've got your body lengthening away from your shoulder and back to your start position. Take your arms back to 90 degrees above your head. So we're going to go again. Peeling up into that shoulder bridge. Take those arms overhead. And then lengthen away from the shoulders. Coming back down to your start position. Take your arms overhead. And then go again. Take the arms overhead. And then back down, lengthening away. Good. Arms back up. Let's do 2 more. Just concentrating on that breathing. So the out breath on the way up. Take the arms overhead. And that's a hold, and then the out breath on the way down. And take those arms back. Fantastic. Take the arms back down by your side. Find your towel again. And pop that underneath your head. We're going to start working on our hip twist. So we're going to start off by taking our right leg into our tabletop. Good. So you can pop your hands down by your side. Sometimes it's quite useful to pop your left hand on your tummy just to encourage those tummy muscles to do some work. And keep the pelvis nice and still. So breath in to prepare. We're going to take that right knee out to the side on the out breath. Left leg staying perfectly still, and then back in on the in breath. So going out on the out breath, and back in on the in breath. Good. So keep going, thinking of opening through those hips, and you're moving that right leg and the left leg is staying perfectly still. Good. One last one. Back to the centre. Leave that leg in that position. And now we're going to push the leg away, straighten the knee. Fold back in. Push away. And straighten, fold back in. Good. So you're pushing away on the out breath, folding back in on the in breath. Last one. Good. So let's challenge that further by pushing away. Take the heel to the ground. Back to the top. Fold back in. Push away. Heel to the ground. Back to the top. Fold back in. Good. So keep going. So we're working our quadriceps through that movement. We work our quadriceps here as we lower down, as we lift back up in our straight leg raise, and then folding back in. As we take that heel down to the ground as well, we should feel those glutes working at the back. One last one. Nice. Okay, we take that leg back down. We'll do the other side. So you can pop your right hand now on your tummy. Take that left leg into that tabletop position. We're going to start now taking that leg out to the side into our hip twist. So breath in to prepare. Take that leg out on the out breath. And then come back in on the in breath. And go again. Out on the out breath. Back in on the in breath. Thinking about that breathing. Thinking about keeping that other leg perfectly still. Good. We'll do 2 more. So coming back to your tabletop then, let's push away into our single leg stretch, fold back in. Let that heel lead the way, and let's really activating those quadriceps at the front of the knee. Good. So then we're going to push away, take the heel to the floor, back, fold back in. Push away, heel to the floor, back, fold back in. So we're really thinking about straightening that knee, taking that leg to the floor, lifting up in a straight leg raise, folding back in. So there's plenty working in that movement. Good. Let's just do 1 more. And then back down. Back to our normal start position. So we're going to do our double leg stretch now. So we're going to take the arms up to 90 degrees. So it's this exercise is really lengthening through the front of the body. So you want to think about those ribs and keeping those ribs down. So just feeling those ribs pressing into the mat at the back. So breath in to prepare, and then you push your right leg away, take the arms overhead. Coming round in a big circle back to your start position. And then go with the left. So push the left foot away, arms overhead, round in a big circle. So you're really looking here at keeping those ribs down. And that is keeping that lovely connection down from the ribs into the pelvis. Keeping that back nice and still with those tummy muscles working through the movement. So concentrating on that breathing, pushing away on the out breath, big circle round on the in. One more each side. Nice. Bring those arms back down. And then we're going to come into our double tabletop. So a little adaptation of those 2 exercises. Taking those arms to 90 degrees. You want to take that foot, right foot down to the floor, push away along the floor, arms overhead. And then bring it back up. So with the left side, push away, arms overhead, bring it back up. Good. So you're challenging those abs a little bit more now with this exercise. One more either side. So you just have that lovely lengthening of the whole of the front of the body, and then back. Good. Bring the arms back down, take the feet back down. Let's slide those feet away and take the arms overhead. Nice. So we're now stretching the whole of the front of the body before we come over onto our side to do our side series. So let's come over onto our side now. Put our arm long underneath the towel. Find that start position. So you want to have those feet, bum, shoulders all lined up against the back of the mat. You want to find that lovely start position with the pelvis, and then you're just taking that top hip down to your feet a little bit so you've got that gap under your waist. We're going to start with our clam, and then we're going to progress to level 2, and then do our kicking clam. So breath in to prepare. We're going to take that top knee up out to the side on the out breath, back down on the in. So the length and the height of that knee doesn't matter. The most important thing is you have that lovely activity going through the tummy, and those muscles at the back are the ones doing the work to take that knee up out to the side. So we're coming up on the out breath, down on the in, and those muscles just behind the hip there are doing their job to take that knee out to the side. So just thinking about the breathing, up on the out breath, down on the in. One last one. Good. So then we're moving into our level 2 position with those feet lifted a little bit. Got a little gap under your waist there still. And it's a little bit easier in this level 2 position, but sometimes you need your hand down for some extra balance. So breath in to prepare. You want to open again into that clam. Up on the out breath, down on the in. Good. So thinking about that breathing. Good, keep going. We'll do our last 2 and last 1. Good. Drop those feet back down. So with our kicking clam, we're using the quadriceps at the front again. But we want to open into our clam to really get that rotation at the hip. So we lift our feet into that level 2 position. We open up into our clam position, and we're really working those muscles at the back of the hip. And then we'll do 10 of the kicking clam. So you're stretching that leg, and then back. And 2, and back. And 3, back. 4, back. 5, back. 6, back. 7, back. 8, back. 9, back. And 10. Good. Drop those feet back down, give those hips a bit of a rub. Good. So then, our last one for the legs in this side series, lifting that leg to hip height, will come into our side kick. So you want to fold forward at the hip, keeping that knee parallel to the floor through the movement, and take that leg back. Making sure those bottom muscles are doing the work here. So you want to come forward, and then really think about those bottom muscles, just drawing that leg back into that extended position. Good. Keep going. Keeping that knee parallel to the floor. This is an excellent exercise. Stretches a little bit through the front of the hip, but also works those glutes. Keep thinking about the breathing. Out breath as you come forward, in breath as you go back. Good. 2 more. Nice. So rest those knees back down. Let's squish our towel up a little bit. Bring the arms through. One arm on top of the other. And we're going to do our arm openings. So this is a really nice stretch through the front of the shoulder and the middle of the back. So breath in to prepare. Take that top arm up over the top. Nice stretch through that front of the shoulder. Breath in to hold, and then back. So we need to concentrate on keeping those knees stacked and keeping the bottom knee on the mat. So the pelvis stays nice and stacked as well, and then we've got that lovely stretch through that mid-back that gets very stiff. Good. Let's do 2 more. concentrating on that breathing of the out breath as you come over, the in breath to hold, and the out breath as you come back. Good. Okay, so let's come over onto the other side then, other end of the mat, and let's do that series on the other leg. So you want to have that arm long underneath your towel there, feet, bum, shoulders all lined up against the back of the mat. You want to find that nice start position with the pelvis and that nice bit of length through that hip so you've got that gap under your waist. Let's start again with our level 1 climb, so just breath in to prepare. Take that top knee up out to the side on the out breath, back down on the in. Good. So again, you're just looking for those muscles at the back of the hip to do some work. Sometimes just placing your hand over those muscles can really encourage them to switch on. So you come just behind the hip bone and really focus on those muscles, keeping those tummy muscles working as well. 2 more. Good. So we're going to lift our feet up then into that level 2 position, little gap under your waist. Let's go again with that climb. So it's a little bit easier to get more range in this level 2 position. But again, really focusing on those muscles at the back of the hip there. Make them do the work. It's their job. Good. Keep going. Thinking about that breathing. Out breath on the way up, in breath on the way down. Let's do 2 more. Good. Rest those feet down now. Okay, so we've got our kicking clam, our next one. So you might want your hand down for balance. You might be okay with your hand on your hip. You want to lift those legs into that level 2 position. Open through into that level 2 clam, rotating at the hip. And then we're stretching that top leg, using those quadriceps. So breath in to prepare. And it's a 1 and back, 2, back, 3, back, 4, back, 5, back, 6, back, 7, back, 8, back, 9, back, 10, back, and then back down. Fantastic. Give those hips a bit of a rub. Those muscles have been working hard. Okay, so our last one for the side series today, we're going to lift that leg to hip height. We're going to do our side kick. So we're going to fold forward at the hip, keeping that knee parallel to the floor all the way back, and getting some nice length through the front of that hip. Forward and back. Good. Forward and back. Nice. So again, think about those glutes at the back, drawing that leg back. Really focus your mind on those muscles and you'll find that they switch on much better. Taking that leg back, forward and back. Good. 1 more. And then back down, give those hips a bit of a rub. Good work. Okay, so we're going to squish our towel up now. Bring those arms through into your arm openings. One arm on top of the other. And we're going to do breath in to prepare. Take that top arm up over the top. Now stretch through the front of the shoulder, middle of the back. Good. And then back. Nice. And then go again. Arm up over the top. Breath in to hold. And back. So thinking about keeping that bottom knee on the mat and those knees stacked. The pelvis is stacked and you're just really thinking about that rotation through that mid-back and that lovely stretch through the front of the arm. Good. We'll do one last one. Lovely. Okay, so let's turn onto our tummies now. Remember, if you normally have a pillow or a towel underneath your tummy, pop that in. And we're going to rest our forehead on the towel. We're going to take those arms out to the side by the head. And we're going to do 2 exercises in this position. So we're starting off with our swinging legs. So you want to tuck the tailbone under. And then we're going to go alternate leg lifts. So breath in to prepare. You want to lift that right leg from the hip and back down. Lift the left leg from the hip and back down. Good. So we're just lifting one and then the other. Lifting up on the out breath, back down on the in. Keeping the knees nice and straight. Keeping the pelvis secure. And we're not lifting those hip bones off the mat. So all the work is coming from those glutes again. Good. Another lovely exercise. Easy to isolate the glutes with this one. Good. One more either side. Okay, so we're going to do a one leg kick as well. So a one leg kick does make you have to think. So we're going to bend the right knee and you point the foot. Then you straighten and come back with a flexed foot. And then you straighten and come back with a pointy foot. And then we'll go on the other side. So it's a pointy foot and a flexed foot and a pointy foot. Good. So we're switching those tummy muscles on and it's 3 little beats. So it's a 1, 2, 3, back down. 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 Keep going. This is a really nice one for stretching out the quadriceps. So just rechecking that you've got that pelvis and that tailbone tucked under. We'll do one more each side. Good. Fantastic. And then we'll just come up into 4-point kneeling. So last exercise, in 4-point kneeling, hands underneath shoulders and knees underneath hips. Just find that really nice start position with the shoulders, so just pushing the mat away, taking that breastbone down a little bit, and then finding that start position. And switch those tummy muscles on, so you're in that lovely square position. Then we want to slide our right leg out behind, and we're going to lift and lower with that right leg for 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Bring that leg back in. Make sure those knees are under the hips. Find that start position with the shoulders again and keep that head nice and long. You don't want to drop the head down forward. So keep that head raised. We're going to slide that left leg out now and lift and lower for 10 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And you just want to arch the back, drop back onto those heels, nice and carefully, getting a bit of a stretch through the back. Good. So we're going to do our stretches in sitting now. So we're going to come forward, feet and knees together. We're going to do our mermaid stretch. So we'll start off with that left arm. Take the arm up to the top. Slide the other arm away and then do a nice side bend stretch over the top. Good. And then back and then pop that arm down. Take the other arm up. Nice side bend stretch over the top there. Good. Then we're going to tuck one foot in and stretch down that opposite leg. So we're up nice and tall, reaching down that leg. It's a nice stretch on the hips, nice stretch on the side of the back, and then relaxing that head forward as well. Good. And then back, and then swap over onto the other side. Sliding down, and then reaching the arms down that leg, and feeling that lovely stretch at the side of the back, and a nice stretch up the back of the leg as well. Relaxing that head forward. Last one, bring those feet out in front. Bend down forward, relax the head. Good. So those tight structures at the back of the neck, they just stretch out in that position. And then we'll come up into standing. You can come into a roll up or any old get up. Shoulders back and down at the top. Okay, so our last one then, let's have our feet hip width apart, both arms forward and up, stretching up with one and stretching up with the other, and then hands behind your head and a little backward bend. Back to the middle, shrug your shoulders, arms up to the top and all the way back down. Fantastic. A nice half-hour program just to take you through a lot of those muscles in the tummy, the back, the quadriceps, and stretch everything out. So well done.